Hey guys, how's it going? Zach Ginn here. Welcome to this live show where I'm basically going to literally show you the top 5 Propstream lists you guys have to be pulling right now. These are the absolute must-have lists to do on Propstream. I'm so excited to be sharing with you guys today. So let's hop on and let's talk about the top 5 Propstream lists right now for you to be pulling, guys. You seriously need to be pulling these lists right now. So let's get into it and let's start pulling these Propstream lists. So I don't want to get you guys waiting. So let me get some people while hopping in here. Let me know what's up, and we'll get things going. So pretty excited about this one. I love to use Propstream. Again, if you guys want Propstream, just go to listrei.com to get a 7-day free trial of it, and we can get going on there. So let's get going on the first one for today. So one of my top lists to pull from Propstream is high equity. High equity is absolutely one of the best lists out there. I know the average person doesn't know too much about sending thousands of mailers out there and doing stuff like that, but that's really what high equity is for. Let me pull high equity up on Propstream here and we can get going on this one. So if you guys are just joining in, again, we're joining in here because we're pulling the top 5 lists you need to be pulling right now, especially right now in the market climate with COVID-19, and the ones that you absolutely have to be doing in this market 2021, guys. Let me know if you can hear me. I got a new microphone. So let me know if you guys can hear me. This thing might be working and it might not. I have no idea. But let me pop up Propstream and we'll get going. Again, that is listrei.com. So high equity. Again, what is high equity? Let's make sure you guys see me. Yeah, sweet. So high equity is basically somebody that owns a piece of real estate and they don't have a lot of debt on that. So not a mortgage, liens, things like that. So the person has a lot of equity in the property. So why high equity people would want to sell their properties for cash for an absolute discount? The reason why is because here's the issue. If you have someone, let's say they owe $100,000 on the property and the thing is worth $100,000, and how would we offer them $70,000 for that house? We can't. There's not enough equity in the deal. They absolutely can't take that discount, and we actually can't get a deal from that. So that sucks, right? Now, what if we offered someone a property worth $100,000? What if we offered them $70,000 for it? We can make 10 grand on a wholesale deal, but they owed like $10,000 on it. Okay, then they can net, $60,000. They net 60. We get our $10,000 wholesale deal, and boom, we're good to go. That is called high equity. Again, maybe you deal with somebody that owed $50,000 on the property, and the thing was worth $100,000. We offer for 70. They net some money. We're good to go. But that's technically not high equity. So let me show you with high equity. That's number one, F5 of the top Propstream list. You guys absolutely have to be pulling in this market right now, making a killing off high equity. So comment below what market you want me to do. I'll pull a high equity list for you guys right now in whatever market you want. Let's get going on it. Let's comment below what market you guys want to do this in. So let me see. If not, I'll just pick one for you. Let me look at the map here. I was talking to a guy in Utah today. So let's just do Utah while we're at it, right? So it's a good city in Utah. Let me go check. I only know like the college towns there. So let's do Ogden, Utah. So Ogden, Utah. Boom. And again, the reason why I like high equity so much is because we can literally give, hate to call them lowball offers, but they're offers that are definitely below market value because we want to buy things at discounts. The reason, again, why I like to do that is because they can actually accept those offers because they don't owe a lot of money on the property, so they can actually physically accept it. Again, like I'm going to say this a million times because I like to say things very simplistic, very simple terms. And I have a lot of good mixes here. I got a lot of guys that actually know a lot. They want to know what my list I'm using, my market. Again, Rick's going to kill me for sharing my top lists on Propstream, but I'm going to do it because I absolutely just want to give value out for you guys. So when it comes to high equity, this stuff's killer. So again, they can physically do it. So if someone owes $100,000 on the property and it's worth 100, we offer them 60 maybe on this one. They physically can't do it. But if they owed very little, mortgage, that they had a very tiny mortgage, then they could do it. So that's kind of why it works so well. So I'm here in Ogden, Utah. Alrighty. So to pull high equity, you can basically just go to filter here, and there's a bunch of quick lists here in Propstream. Again, it's good, but there's no like, I mean, there is a high equity one, but it's not the filtering I like. So you just go to high equity here. You can pop it up here. I don't think they really share with you what their high equity filters are here. Let's see if they share it. They just have a high equity thing. And I think I got bumped out. My internet goes in and out right now because I'm in a crazy part. All right. So we're going to pop that one in there. Okay. Go back to Ogden. I don't know what happened there, but no big deal. So again, with high equity, there is that little filter there. So we'll go back to Ogden. And again, they have the high equity quick list choice here. Don't use it. Again, they kind of use, I think, 60%, and they don't really do any of the good filtering for you here on Propstream. So the way that I personally use it in my business, and the one we tell our students to do, is, let me check one more time. So no, they don't do anything for you. So they don't tell you what their high equity filtering in there. So I like to be in control of my own lists. So this is the best list right now when it comes to high equity only. So now we've got 76,000 unique properties in Ogden. I'm probably even saying Ogden wrong. Now, most people say this, hey, high equity is 50% more, right? And sure, you can do 50% more. That's technically high equity, I would say. And hey, that's a high equity list. That's what the average wholesaler is going to tell you. And that is basically it. So let's see what happens when we do 50% equity. So let me play devil's advocate really quick. So we go to equity. We're at 50%. Then boom. So this is what every wholesaler out there with a low budget says. Okay, 51,000. Boom. So do you guys have 20 grand you guys usually spend on your direct mail or your texting? You send 20,000 texts a month. Let me know if you have that kind of budget to be doing in every single city in your market. If you do 50,000 just direct mails like that at a time, because I'm going to be honest with you, me starting out in this business, I didn't have that. And I couldn't market at 50,000 lists. So high equity, the 50% or above myth it's utter crap, honestly. Again, that's not a curse word, but it's utter doo-doo, the 50% thing. So let me show you how to do high equity list the correct way. This is the correct way to do it. So let's go up here. So owner occupied, I really don't care when it comes to high equity if somebody is owner occupied or not. Don't really care. Vacant, we'll talk about that. I like to leave it all right now. And we'll go to property characteristics. So this is where we start getting interesting. So this is for wholesaling real estate. Again, we're not going to do apartment wholesaling. We're not going to get into the special niche stuff, subject tos. This is for wholesaling real estate, residential side. This is for the big bucks. Like, we're trying to make good money on this. So I'm telling you, if I can only do a high equity list, this is what I do. I would do residential. So we're going to cut that list off a little more. Property types, I like to keep it a single family. Personally, in my business, we like to deal with multifamilies, maybe duplex, triplex, quadplex. What is it? A centiplex, if I can. So the more the merrier on that, because we can get stuff on creative terms, especially if someone doesn't owe a lot. Maybe it's high equity like that. But for now, let's just keep it to a single family. Maybe we'll add in a 2 to 4 just in case we have like a full duplex we can do, because I got cash buyers willing to pay a fortune for that. So we got there. I don't really like to get in the year built and stuff. I don't think it's a big deal. I've bought properties built in 1911, and I've actually recently purchased a property. We actually flipped it, built in 2014. So I'm telling you, it doesn't really matter what the year built is. It's all a mess. But again, if some guru tells you to do 50,000 mailers out there, I don't have the money for it. I mean, personally, we can do it in our business, but for most of you guys out there, we don't have 50 grand to spend in direct mail and stuff like that. So I'm trying to filter this out. The reason what Rick really likes to do, what I love to do, and talking about in my business, is we like to filter these special lists down. So when you're actually sending in direct mail, you have the best chance of getting a deal per postcard sent. It's the best ROI per postcard sent. Again, if I sent 300 and what the population of the United States, 365 million postcards out there, I would get deals, but it's not a good efficient spend of my marketing. And that's kind of what we like to do. We're not these big guys. I'm not doing $20 million in wholesale fees every year. Again, I hopefully one day, but it's not $20 million. So I can't be doing that much mail, but that's why kind of how we do it. And we like to help people out. And that's kind of what we do. So sorry for the rant there, but HOAs, you can exclude them. You can include them. Again, I think I just posted a deal on my Facebook. I recently purchased a property. Actually, no, here's another one I did. So if you look at the last vlog I did on this, so if you're looking at this a feature, I'm just looking at vlog number 8 on the Flip with Rick YouTube channel. We literally closed on a property for $210,000. Went to the closing today, sold it for $260,000. Again, that's a spoiler for the next vlog that's coming next week, but we're making like 40 grand on a deal that had an HOA. Think about that. Has an HOA. So I know everyone says HOAs suck. They're terrible. Where I'm at in Florida, HOAs are absolutely killer. I make a fortune on them. And I know people making fortunes in HOAs also everywhere around the country. So let's just include HOAs on this one. Again, there's some markets I'll do, like the county south of me, HOAs are a no-go. But the ones north of me, pretty good. So let's keep HOAs at any. Again, actually, where I'm at, there's actually a little HOA place, tiny duplex. Rick made like 60K. He was sharing me that deal because I'm like, there's no deals around here. And like in this part of town, he's like, no, like he pulled one up from like 2014. He made like 60,000 this tiny HOA deal. So again, I'm really getting niched in for you guys here just because I'm trying to help you guys as much as possible with this. So HOAs, yes. So MLS status on this one, on market, off market. We don't want any properties that are currently on the market. We want to deal with off market properties. That's kind of the point. MLS status, we don't really deal with that much. And then list all that. We're dealing with no properties that are listed right now. So we're just going to go to, oh my gosh, click the log out again because I'm being crazy. Computer's glitching out. Sorry, guys. But yeah, when it comes to HOAs, they can be in a pain in the butt, but they're not. But now we're going to get into the more filtering stuff. So right now, we're over here, filter, to really quick. Again, boom, characteristics, residential, single family. And then we're going to keep any right there. And then known on the market. Boom. All right. So sorry about that 5-second interruption there. So now we're going to go to years of ownership. This is where we get, this is where the magic happens right here. So this is where we can get a little better with stuff. So owner type. I don't like to go after properties that have like corporations in them. So I exclude corporate. It's just I don't think I've bought many properties with corporate on them. Again, the way we kind of mail, I've bought some with incorporated ones, but sometimes I haven't. So this year, I don't think we've bought one property that was incorporated. I've plenty in a trust. I'll get to trusts, but not really corporations. So if you're really starting out, I wouldn't include corporate. If you're doing a bigger list, especially if you're going after multifamilies, duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, I would probably include corporate in there. But right now, let's not include corporate right now. Do individual and we'll do trust. The reason why I like trust is because I live in Florida. There's a lot of old people in Florida, and usually a lot of older people, like just for estate planning purposes, put their properties in trusts. You know, the John C. Johnson Family Living Trust. That's a lot of properties here in Florida that I do deals on. So I like to just basically do trusts. That's me. I'm in Florida. A lot of old people in there. A cruel joke in Florida is they say Florida is God's waiting room. I don't think that's very funny, but that's what people say. So there's a lot of older people in Florida, which we love our senior citizens here, but great people. But trusts, we buy a lot of properties in trusts. So also a lot of stuff in Florida. We buy a lot of people in trusts that are like, you know what? This is like a 2,000 square foot house. I really just want to live in a condo on the beach. And I'm like 80 years old and I'm a millionaire. I just get rid of this property. I don't want to deal with it. A lot of properties like that I deal with. And a cool part about Florida and dealing with older people is they're on a fixed income. So the price that they sell the house isn't a big deal at all. It's really much of a hassle in dealing with things. And it's really why people pay to get their grass cut. They can do it themselves, but they save a lot of money doing it. And they don't want to deal with it, kind of like the grass. So the situation with us is they're in a trust. They just want to live on the beach. They have a fixed income, Social Security. A lot of them are in unions. They have pensions, things like that. So it actually helps them a lot. So it's pretty cool. So we can go here. We can actually get a little more niched into high equity. Again, I'm not really going to go crazy on this. I can go after senior citizens, utilities, veterans, stuff that has certain exemptions for it, disabled. I'm probably not going to go. Like, I don't know a lot of people on Propstream. They're like, we're going to go after disabled people only, or people that are like disabled veterans. That never happens. So the exemptions always put it all there. Again, I'm going very specific with this because I want you to be as informed as possible using Propstream. Going to listrei.com, listrei.com for a 7-day free trial. Yeah, guys, if you use Propstream, I want you guys to be, if you're just using that free, that free little 7-day thing, I want you to be as informed as possible because maybe it's your last marketing dollars you have. And I want you to be as informed as possible, making the decision on what list to pull, because that could be the list that makes you $100,000 or, makes you $2,000. So this is why I'm getting very informed, just because I want people to be informed. Again, gurus charge tens of thousands of dollars for this information, and I love giving it out for free. So let's keep going into this. Absentee owner, you can deal with those guys too. But with high equity, don't really touch that. We can go after liens with it. High equity, I don't mess with liens. And then boom, this is the equity part. So most people say, Zach, 50%, that's it. Again, that's 49,000. That's a really big list. So I don't have that much capital for me to do a virtual market in Ogden, Utah. 49,000. Let me pull up my calculator there. If it's like, what, 35 cents each. Let's see. So if it's like, let's say 36 cents here, and I'm doing 49,000, is it like, that's a lot of mail right there. So I don't have the money for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pump up the equity a little more here. We're going to pop it up here to, let me check this really quick. Excuse my dog. He's going crazy today. Let's do 65%. Let's pop it up a little high. Let's do a little high. So that's at 25,000. That's pretty good. So that's a standard. That's a big list too. 25,000 is actually a really big list. So that's kind of what standard. 65%. It's a little more than what the average person likes. But if I've kind of looked at a broad strokes of most of my deals, they've been 75% equity or higher with the high equity ones. So overall, I think 65 is pretty comfortable if you want to, get your thing a little tighter on the margins there. 25,000, that's still a really big list. And then what you can do if you want to get things a little tighter. So the only other thing I really add on here is really the price. So I don't know Ogden that well, but after talking to some people, the cap you really want to be buying over there is about 350, I would say. And then trust me, if you're from Ogden, Utah, tell me I'm wrong, but the estimated value, I'd probably cap that 350,000, and that should narrow the list down a little more to 16,000, and then you can get as niched out as you want from there. And then maybe 20,000 is the minimum. Sometimes people do that, but I don't like to do that too much. And then I'll maybe cap it. And then Ogden, it seems like there's some really nice ones going for a 5.2, 1,400. So maybe you just pop that up to 250,000 and you want to deal with the cheaper properties in town. Boom, there you are. You're a little like tinier list, about 7,000, a little niched out, but it's actually a really good list right there. And you can make pretty good money on a tinier high equity list. Again, if you're doing like a big mailing, maybe using the rapid offer system thing going on that we have with open letter marketing, that'd be pretty cool. So if you're doing a bigger one, you're a little bigger boy going with the marketing, you're doing a big text list, push to the 350, 16,000, have your own field day going on there. So that is how you actually pull the correct high equity list, the Flip with Rick high equity list, because that high equity list is probably the most efficient high equity list right now going on in Ogden, Utah. Here's the thing too. Propstream had it about 51,000. I had about 16,000. And trust me, just because of my experience, not knocking Propstream, they know what they're doing, but they make it very general. In my experience, especially with direct mail, that's what I do. I would say with smszach.com, with SMS marketing, I would probably pump it up a little more. But hey, we'll see. And also, thank you guys for tuning in. Guys, remember, please like and subscribe this video. If you can, please subscribe. If you can, please like and also comment. it just helps us being seen more by more people, which again, the more people that watch this makes me go longer on these videos, which provides more value, which my goal is just to help people out for free. That's literally all I do. And that's all I want to do. So like and subscribe. Appreciate it. So let's clear this all out and let's go into our second one. Let's see. It looks like I got some commenters talking about the cities they want, which is awesome. So let's go to our second list here. Pop it up here. So this is going to be a surprise for a lot of you guys, but it's the truth. This is something that Propstream you can do that not a lot of people really can do without the power of Propstream, which I feel like a Propstream salesman over here, but this is a Propstream video, which is literally back in the day before Propstream. I feel like an old man saying this, but I'm not an old man. But vacant lists, I'm telling you right now, vacants are such an amazing list right now with Propstream. We've done pretty well with vacants. The reason why I want to talk about vacant properties is because when it comes to vacant properties, there's really hard to find them. So before Propstream, to find vacant, you would have to pull it from some shady website that had vacant property data that was like 6, 7, 8 months old, and it was a complete mess. Now, the vacant list is basically a list. So if you don't know what vacants are, if you guys know the USPS, the United States Postal Service, when you go send mail to somebody, you got, let's say, i.e. a mailbox. And what happens with that mailbox is, you get the mail, you take it out, and, you check it every day, maybe every couple of days, you're a little lazier, and that's it. What happens, let's say you decide to skip town, you win a free property, and you just go to another town, or, you leave the country or something like that, and you don't forward your address or anything like that, or you just stop choosing the mail at all, and you just decide, I'm not living in this house. I'm going to live the hobo lifestyle. What happens is the mail starts stuffing in the envelope because you're going to get junk mail no matter what. So just more mail's piling up. And the mailman says, he's like, you know what? There's no point of mailing to here. It's wasting this government money for the service. What we're going to do is we're going to get a little green slip. It's a big lettering. It says vacant. And what it does is the United States Postal Service lists that property as vacant, which means we're not mailing to it anymore. If you send mail here, you're just going to get sent that mail back. And until someone fills out that little vacant form they put in the little slip, it's like a little, it's green in Florida here, but you literally put in your info, say, hey, mail to me. This is my name. Someone's actually living in here now. That's the only time to get it off the vacant list. So when you're on that list, there was a big Excel spreadsheet on the USPS, and the only way to get it was to know the postman, or you do some, unethical government stuff where you had to be like this crazy nonprofit, and there's only big companies can get access to it, and they charged a fortune for it. But Propstream got their hands on that live list. I don't know if it's live. I don't know how new that Propstream list is exactly, just because I don't work for Propstream or work with them. But literally, you can get this list now. People charge a fortune for vacant leads back then. They used to be so killer. They're still killer now, but you can literally get a list of properties which no one's really taking care of and nobody's living at that property. They're vacant. So let me show you how to pop up vacant properties. Propstream's is usually one of the only really cheap. I'm not calling Propstream cheap, but the cost-effective way to get vacant properties. It's killer. And my personal favorite, I love mailing high equity, but here's the truth. For vacants, I do a lot better when I text it and for virtual markets. Vacant is a killer list for virtual markets. So let's do the virtual market of mine, or let me go find someone. Let me do it for somebody. Who's our first commenter on here? We got Chris Draper wants us to do Houston. All right, we'll do Houston. Houston vacant properties on Propstream. So do H-Town up here. Houston, Texas. All right. So pretty easy. So we got 943,000 properties in Houston, Texas. Okay. Wow. Whew, that's a Jeopardy question right there. Okay. So we'll go to filters here. Pretty easy to do. Property characteristics. We can go around all here. All we really got to do here is you can do maybe high equity and then go for vacant, but really just go to occupancy status here, click vacant, and we got 16,000 properties in Houston. That really made that list tinier. There's a lot less vacants than there's less vacants than high equity by far. So 16,000, pretty tiny for Houston, I would say, but no big deal. And then what we'll do to make this even further, let's say we're doing a little niched 5,000 list in Houston, Texas, like a really tiny, or let's do 10,000 because 10,000's pretty standard for texting, I would say, especially people using smszach.com for it. So just go to residential here, property types. We'll just do standard wholesaling. So we'll just do single family only really quick. And then we'll just do home features. Don't really care too much about that. Again, here's home features, pool, garage, basement, attic, stuff like that. MLS, we're going to put no. And that should pop up less than 9,000. So I guess you can go from there if you're going to do 10,000, but let's niche this out even further. So we can go to ownership info. Now we can do stuff where like this person had to own the property for, let's say, for example, for at least 2 years. And then they got it because we don't want to deal with people that just bought a property. It was popped up on the vacant list or something like that. Like, hey, I just bought this I bought this vacant piece of property and I just haven't really dealt with it. It's my little, I don't even know what it's called. Like my Houston vacation. I don't even know people really vacation in Houston. I wouldn't, but that is standard for me. I mean, I'd go to the Keys or somewhere even cooler than that, Las Vegas. But years of ownership. If I bought a property that was listed vacant and I just haven't got to it, there's people like that where I really just don't take the mail there, or it's out of state. Maybe it got marked vacant. That was something very recent, but most people that buy it, they actually go in there and live in it. So the person had to own the property for at least 2 years, and then it popped up vacant, and then 2 years passed, which means someone's really not taking care of that properly, hopefully for us. So I like to use years of ownership to 2. It really popped it up even less, but it's pretty good. So then we'll keep going here, and then we can go to properties owned, things like that. Now you can get really interesting with it. Maybe you can deal with people that own vacant properties, that they own like 5 of them and they're all vacant. Go from there. Does that even pop up in Houston? So boom. So for example, like let's just pop this guy out. I don't know who this is. This is Ritzman Greenberg Holdings. So it seems like they own a lot of properties. Let's see if it has it on the bottom. So yeah, linked properties right here. So it seems like they own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11 properties, and some's vacant land, some single family residential, some's single family residential, and then some list pops up as vacant. So this guy owns land. He owns 690,000 of portfolio in his equity, and some popped up as residential properties and some as just vacant residential, like physical houses that are vacant, and then actual vacant land. So this one looks like it's a vacant land one, which is pretty good. I like to mix my land and my residential together on vacant lists. That's just kind of how I am. Again, you can just really get into single family and do that only in there. You can go from there. So you can do that. I mean, you can go after people that own a lot of properties. Again, usually if somebody owns 15, like this guy, 11 houses, he's pretty smart with his money and he's probably doesn't want to deal with wholesalers. So just a quick FYI for you guys there. But for the vacant properties, still pretty good. So I like to keep that at 2 years of ownership. And I like to leave this really blank. Sometimes if I'm going to deal with people that only own their like one property, pop up here, it would be like 2,500. So maybe we'll just do 1 for now there. And then at valuation, let's not do more than 300,000 on the valuation there. Even more niched out. And then we'll do equity, make sure it's like 60%. We can at least get a pretty good margins on the deal. Boom, we got a perfect little niche. 1,400, that's actually, I'd say it's a good texting list, but this is actually a better cold calling list for 1,400. I love pulling little lists, try to niche it down more and more and more and tell you what's the best one for it. That would be the perfect cold calling list. That'd be awesome. That's what I would do. So let's go to the next one here, which we got listed here. Again, I got them memorized, but I'm trying to do them in an order on purpose. So let's kind of pop this up here. All right. So the next one here would be absentee owner. Absentee owner is probably one of my favorite lists out there right now, especially with COVID-19. Again, absentee owner is honestly, absentee owner is an individual or maybe just like maybe even a company that owns like a piece of real estate, but they actually don't live in the piece of real estate. So most likely they're actually renters. So they actually rent out the properties, they're landlords. And these people are perfect because with COVID-19 right now, people aren't paying at all. Like a lot of people aren't paying their fair share or their share of their rents. And a lot of these landlords are disgruntled. They put all their retirement into like two properties and none of the renters are paying them and they got to get rid of it. They got to cash out. They got to get rid of it before, that they're scared the real estate is going to tank again. And they just want a quick cash sale. Perfect for us wholesalers to go and offer them a solution, right? So absentee owner is absolute killer. Again, the way I like to do it, let's clear it all. Let's find a quick city for you guys. Let's see. New Orleans. All right, let's do that. Let's do New Orleans. I'm trying to mix it up here with the people commenting. Keep commenting, guys. New Orleans. I don't know if it's the right one, but New Orleans, filter here. Really, owner occupied? No. That's basically absentee owner. You can do it from here too, right? Let's check here. Cash buyer. No, you can't. Okay. Yeah, so this is absentee owner. You literally put owner occupied no. Now, what you want to do here, this is where absentee owner gets really interesting. You can actually go after absentee owner properties. So let's say I own a property in New Orleans. Just do New Orleans for now. That's how I'm going to say it. Let's say I own a property in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I have as a rental. So what would happen was occupancy status would be occupied. So that is me owning a rental property that I don't live in, but someone's living in that rental property, or grandma, or I let my sister live there for free. Someone's in that property, but I don't live in it. Now, let's say I own a property in New Orleans and no one's living in it and it's just standing there decrepit, or it's just sitting there empty property, empty house, and I don't live in it, but it's empty. Huh. So that you would put vacant there, and that's a very tiny list. That's a really good little niche texting list or a little niche cold calling list. So these are properties which people live in. Again, this one right here, $700,000 property. I would not do that. That's a quadplex. Interesting, but I would not go after a property valued that much. But yeah, that's vacant right there, occupied. I like to keep it at any with direct mail, and especially with like texting, a little more the merrier, but little niched out, do vacant on that. That's a really good list. For that cold calling list, I would literally just go back here to property characteristics. So let's do a little cold calling one for absentee owner, just because absentee owner is so good right now. It's such a killer list right now. We'll just do residential. MLS status, we're going to put no. And then we can do pre-foreclosures. It's not the right time for them right now, in my opinion. So spoiler alert, it's not going to be in the list. But we're going to go to for vacant. I don't really care. And then valuation for New Orleans. I think we had a guy in New Orleans. What price should I put on New Orleans? What should the max be for the standard wholesaler? What's a price you don't go over? Is it 400,000? Is it 300? I know it's 300 to 400,000. I just want to know which specific one. So what was it? Kingdom Mindset. Let me know which one. But for now, I'll just guess 300,000, I would say. And then we'll go from there. And then you can do it by zip code. You don't have to do by city. You can do by zip code. That's like 600. Let me see if he commented. I don't think so. No big deal. And then you can do it from like 300,000, probably 350. I would do. Oops, 350. And then you get niched out. So these are all properties that are literally empty and the owner doesn't live in it. So that's pretty cool. So I'll just do any for that for a bigger list. And then bam, we're at what, 13,000 right there. Sweet. That's absentee owner. Okay, so 300,000. Perfect. I think I act like I know like New Orleans really well. Like I don't do anything in that market. So 300,000 would be that one. So cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So 12,000 there. And then if I went here and did the ones where it was completely empty, 600. That's actually a pretty good list. So 600 would be cold calling, I would say. Pushing, maybe do door knocking at 200,000, maybe. But at any, we're pretty good right there. And then we can go after even more niche lists from there, but we can go from there. So let's check here. So the next one of my favorite lists right now to pull on Propstream. And right now, Don't be sharing this with your competition. I don't want them knowing. Is liens. Liens are really killer right now. There's some liens that some cities aren't really dealing with right now, but liens are absolute killer. So let's go check here for a city. What city should I do liens in? Let me know. Let's see. Raymond Scott, what's up, Raymond? Homestead, Florida. All right, let's pull liens in Homestead, Florida. I'm excited about this. Homestead. Oh, they have a really good wrestling team. I used to wrestle in high school. Oh my gosh. Homestead like had a killer. South Dade High School. Don't even start on that. So Homestead, Florida. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go look for liens in Homestead. What a lien is, let me get the legal definition because I can give you the bro science, like wholesaler definition, but I want to give you straight from the source because the way I say liens is kind of how I think in my head. Again, the legal definition is a right to keep possession of property belonging to another person until a debt is owed that the property is discharged. That's the legal definition. I want to get all lawyery here. Again, I'm not a lawyer, financial advisor, or anything. Say anything I do with a grain of salt. Seek legal counsel before you do anything I do. But a lien is basically when someone puts debt against a piece of property. Usually you can get it off if it's something stupid. Like if I go after Raymond here and say, you know what, I'm going to go after your property and you owe me $100,000. I'm going to put $100,000 lien in your house. A judge is going to rule that out because there's no circumstance. Raymond didn't sign a mortgage after I gave him $100,000 and he didn't pay it back. Then I can put the lien on it. It'd be justified with a court of law. But I can't randomly put someone's lien there if it wasn't justified with a court of law or court would keep it. So a lot of these liens are for different things. So maybe I didn't pay my child support payments. Again, I don't have any kids, so I can say that a little example. Or maybe in a divorce settlement that, $200,000 is owed with all this cash and stuff. There'd be a divorce lien. There's actually liens if I didn't pay my water bill, I didn't pay my electric bill. There's actually liens for that. There's basically liens for everything, really. So it's amazing how many liens you can get. So let me actually show you here. So we're in Homestead, Florida, which I think's tinier per se. I mean, it's not like Miami, but Homestead's interesting. So let's go to filter here. I mean, you can click liens right here, standard one, and you're at what? 2,000 for all the liens, county. The biggest liens I would say right now, especially in Homestead, Florida. I'm not an expert on Homestead by any stretch of the imagination, but South Florida really is tax liens. Tax liens is when I just don't pay my taxes at all. Usually it takes about a year or two to happen. So tax liens isn't a thing like, hey, for the people that haven't paid their taxes due to COVID, can I go after them or, pull that list? Probably won't be able to get that. Next year, most likely, taxes aren't really owed for a lot of people right now. Usually at the end of the year, late November and December, most likely. That's when you can go after the people who haven't paid due to COVID for their taxes. That's going to be a huge list in the future. Really should have not said that, but it's an amazing list to go after. So take that with you just for the live audience. Might have to edit that one out, but it's a killer one, right? Like for the future, next year, absolute killer list right there. So listREI.com. But for what I like to do is maybe I want to go after certain liens, not after all the liens, but certain ones. So again, we like to do the standard, go to property characteristics here because Propstream, the little lien thing, 2088? I think that was it. So residential right here. And then what we'll do here is I can do single family. And then we'll do one multifamily because I know Homestead's got some really good multifamily properties. And there are 21,000 properties. Homestead's kind of tinier. It's not Miami. So it's technically Miami-Dade County, but on markets, no. Ownership info. I don't really like to mess with that because a lien's a lien, right? And so I can go after certain types of liens. So again, I can go after tax liens, HOA liens. If I don't pay my HOA, the homeowners association, the HOA, can actually put it on there. You do a mechanics lien, utility lien, solar lien, child support, other. I mean, utility lien, basically they didn't pay their water or they didn't pay the electrical. That's actually how you do a water shutoff list or maybe an electric shutoff list is you just go to a utility lien right here and you're at 74. That's a perfect door knocking list right there. But again, if someone's electricity isn't going on right now, probably not the end of the world. But yeah, if their electricity is not on, they're probably not living in the house if they had that lien. Solar liens, I'm not the expert on. It's more of a California where they got to put solar on like new property, stuff like that. Child support. I would just go after people with child support liens. It's 42. So that's a mess. And then others like crazy. I found credit card liens for like crazy debts. Like I bet 30,000 on something and then I lost it. And then like the guy legally, it was allowed to do a lien because I signed paperwork betting on like a crazy horse race. Florida's crazy. So I've seen crazy stuff everywhere. So those certain liens are nuts. So I clicked other here. So I clicked other. Let's go to this property right here. This person has a quote unquote other lien. And what I can do is I can actually go to lien details here and check out the liens. This is on other. So this is an abstract of judgment. So I actually have to go to Miami-Dade Clerk of Court to really look up what the lien is for. But the other ones you can actually pop up even more. So let's go back to liens here and let me just click. Let's just do tax. I like to use HOAs and then utility and then child support. I mean, I'll sometimes throw it in there. It's not the end of the world. Let's just throw it in there for now. Mechanics and solar, I don't really go after too much. So for this property right here, we'll go to lien details. And this is a county city tax lien, violation of city code. So you can do a tax lien or a county or city lien. So it seems like this person had a code violation on the property, which something really bad is going on in the house. And code violation said, hey, you got to fix it. They didn't. Maybe they charge them maybe $50 a day and go from there. So this person really didn't pay their code violation fee. So that thing accrues every day. So that they're racking it up. Over a year, I've seen people owe $3,000. I've seen people owe $15,000, $20,000 to code enforcement. Again, you can negotiate it down, but that's for another video. So that's it. We got up to 3 years, tax credit for COVID up to 3 years. Yeah. So even more, unfortunately. So that's how you really do the liens. And then, we'll filter it even more there. So we got all the liens we want on there. And then we just want to make sure the valuations, what's the valuation for homestead? Let me know, Raymond, what is the most you would do in homestead? I would say 400. If I was a betting man, 400 is kind of the max we want to put on there. I would say pushing 500, but let's do 400 for now there. And then equity, let's do at least 40, right? We just got a little bit of equity because a lot of people are just want to get rid of property sometimes. So we'll do a little bit of equity there. Raymond says 400K. Dude, I am like spot on today. That's awesome. Cool to know. But yeah, 400K. And then that pops us on 918. That's a really good list. It's perfect. Maybe even door knocking list, that one. You can cold call, add that on to other cities you're actually working on. It's a killer list right now. Absolutely killer list to be doing. And then I think that's really it for the liens. And then we are on number 4, I think, right? No, that was 4. 5. Oh boy, here we go with the good one. All right. This is a little secret. So I could tell you, honestly, let me put it in. So here's the thing. Here's my last one. Trust me, I can go forever. I have marketing lists. I have so many videos on marketing lists and marketing and stuff like that. Flip with the brick. Just check it out. I had to think about this. I was stuck to 5. So I was stuck to 5. So I didn't know what I can do. So I was in Propstream today, thinking like, what should the top 5 be? I gave you the 4. Those are the absolute top 4 right now. But what if I didn't add an extra one? Because there's so many. Go to quick list choice. I would love to go after pre-foreclosures, bank-owned properties, REOs, talk about all that. Talk about tax delinquencies. I can talk about all those stuff. Vacant land, things like I could go after a million of them. But what I wanted to go after is a list no one talks about that's actually really efficient. And this is really what we call, it's a stacked list. That's what it is. It's called, that's my term for it. It's a stacked list. It's a list of a list of a list of a list. So let's stack all 4 of our lists together here in a crazy big city. So let's do Atlanta, Georgia. And then for Atlanta, like for this, it's hard to show, but Atlanta's a really big market, like huge market. So 300,000. Let's do even big ones. Do Phoenix. All right. No. Just do all of Arizona, honestly. Do a huge list. Okay. See if it pops up. No, think of a crazy big city. I'm not doing New York City. Yeah, let's just do Atlanta. I was thinking about Phoenix, but honestly, I was thinking about doing Phoenix, but it's like there's so many people in Phoenix like doing Propstream stuff that it's like, what's the point? So let's do Atlanta, Georgia. I know some people that always message me that are like trying everything out in Atlanta, Georgia. So we're in Atlanta, pretty big one. So let's try to stack some lists. So the way I would stack my list is I would do this. So I would literally go to, so I can stack like two lists. So we have our list here. So let's say we want to go after a high equity vacant absentee owner, right? So it's a high equity list. Also somebody that doesn't live in the property and that property is listed vacant by the USPS. So that's three in a row. Also, I can add in liens also. Let's do those three really quick. So let's stack that list. So this person does not live in the property and the property, so it's absentee owner and the property is vacant. And then they also have, let's go to 65% more equity. That is a super niche stacked list. Whoa, that's a really good one. So that's three lists in one stacked list. Also, what I could do is that person, I can put here, let's check here. And that person has to have a child support money. See, that's a really hard one to do. Utility, tax, HOA, child support, or credit card or other. So that's all four. So I literally did those four lists I just did in Atlanta, Georgia. If you combine them all together into one, let's kind of Atlanta. Does anyone know Atlanta too much? I would say what the estimated max should be. I'm thinking 250 for Atlanta, maybe 300. Let me see here. Let me try. Let's do 300 just because it's such a crazy list. So 510. That is the perfect cold calling list. So again, I'm going to say this a million times, but I'm just trying to be as specific as possible here. That list, I literally just gave you like my top five, but here I gave you my top four. Number one was what? High equity. Number two was absentee owner. Three was vacant, and four was liens. What if I had to do a list this is for big markets where people want niche stuffed, like a niched list. But this person, again, has a lot of equity on the deal, so we can get really good margins on it. Number two, the person does not live in the property, so they're not attached to the property, which they'll be open to selling it for. Number three, the thing is absentee owned. So vacant is the thing's listed as vacant, so no one's really taking care of the property too. While absentee, the person's not there. And then four, wait, I'm missing one. Oh, yeah. Four is they actually have a lien on the property. So all four of those together, there's a lien. The guy isn't taking care of the property. The guy doesn't even live in the property. It's not a rental for him, and he owes money on it. He can get money, and it's actually a problem for him. So this is a perfect one for this. That's why I have a list over here of like all of them together because I wanted to kind of end this at like stacked lists. So perfect one at the end is a stacked list. Boom. That is literally it, guys. That's it. That's my top five Propstream lists. Let me answer a couple questions really quick, and we can get going on today. But again, listrei.com is a free 7-day Propstream trial. Just test it out, see if you like it, see if you can find a list for yourself. Get a little pre-foreclosure, door knocking list on it too. You can actually drive for dollars with Propstream too. If you go to the Propstream mobile app, you can actually just drive with the Propstream. So that's it. Let me answer some quick questions and we'll hop off. I had a crazy day today. A lot of crazy deals. But JP says, what's up? What's up? What's up, guys? Thanks for showing the love. I appreciate it. Tacoma, we got guys from Duval County, Columbus. Oh my gosh, Dallas. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. Hey, Zach, I don't have the budget to buy direct mail. So instead I buy envelopes and I'm stuffing a letter in each envelope for each property. Would you think it's still good? Yeah. If get some deals and then you can maybe go to open letter and just do like ROS like letter thing for that. But hey, if your budget's not high enough, do it yourself till you can. There's a lot of guys, especially I do on the podcast. That's how they started out in this business. And they trust me, they don't do it anymore, but they've done pretty well. Let's see, Jacksonville. Let's see. I think their high equity is 50% or more. Yeah, that's the standard Propstream one. No, I don't. But you do money big grip 20,000. Yeah, I mean we do big mailers. But yeah, I mean most people don't have the money for that. Great info, Zach. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Got people from Charlotte, New Orleans. Raymond are always talking good stuff. Help me out. Mike Alonzo, I'm in South Florida. If anyone's connect with Mike, guys. Get better, squat up, make everything better for you guys. Just help each other out. Giving is so important in this business, guys. Just give. I'm telling you right now, you will receive more than you ever give if you just give and just provide value, help people out, try to be the best person you can to help people out. I'm telling you right now, help. Shane, what's up? Awesome. Aja, James, wouldn't it be more difficult to wholesale with all these problems against the property? Sometimes, but you have to find a seller that is motivated, somebody that has a reason why they want to get rid of a property, why they want to actually sell it for cash, and somebody that has a bunch of liens. They don't live in the property. They probably really just want to get rid of that house. They absolutely just want to get rid of the property. And that's way easier to wholesale because the number one way to sell a property, to wholesale it, is to have an absolute amazing price, like a deep, oh my gosh, a deep discount on the property. And the way to get an absolute deep discount on a property is to find a seller who just wants to get rid of the property. They don't want to deal with anything on it, and they just want to get rid of it. Absolutely just want to get rid of the house for a deep discount. Cash buyer, someone who's going to pay us all cash for that property. Do they care about how decrepit the property is, how much work it needs, or do they care about the price? Because if the price works, they'll put the money into it. They'll flip it. So yes, it is a little more difficult when you got all those problems with the property. But as a wholesaler, we just give it to a cash buyer to deal with it. And they're going to flip the property. They're going to do all the work for it. So, hey, let them have that problem, not me. So yeah, it's more difficult. You're 100% right on that. But also, it's less difficult because that seller is going to be selling it for such a deep discount. It makes selling it so much easier. Thanks for the question, though. Viviana says, how are you doing your direct mail? I am going to openletter.com and then I'm going to ROS and I'm doing an ROS mailer. So it's basically, was it rapid? Go to www.rapidoffersystem.com/postcard. That's the postcard that we use. We literally give offers on our postcard. Again, it's kind of Rick's creation. I kind of execute it with the operation stuff, but that's literally the only postcard we're using right now. We're getting 2 to 4% responses. Everyone around the country is. I don't really have to sell it because, I mean, people are just buying it like crazy. Word of mouth is going nuts. So I appreciate you guys like sharing it and buying it. Again, we make some money doing it too, but again, that's the best postcard we use. Use whatever direct mail house or whatever one you want to use. But the problem is, most people, when they go to like open letter marketing, they click postcard and they use the standard like ad copy. And then you got 5 investors in your market using, literally, you got 5 investors using the same ad copy. And they're all just like, hey, my name is blank Zach, and I'm looking to buy houses for cash. Please call me. You get 5 of those with the same like looking ad copy and they all look the same. It's like, Zach's buying houses cash, John, and then Sam, and then Emily, and then Viviana, and they all got the same little words on them. Who should I call first, and who should I go by the property? And then they're going to be like, you know what, we're just going to bring everyone through, and we're only going to, do the highest bidder. With COVID, most older people are like, you know what, we're just going to choose one that we think sounds the best, and we'll bring them here. But what about Zach? Zach gave me an offer on it. He seems actually more serious, and his thing doesn't look like the standard one. And also, I'm pretty good in acquisitions on the phone, so I build a rapport pretty well. So they like it too. So that's how I do well in my direct mail. So hopefully that answers your question. And do you have a company doing it for you? Come on. If you think I'm doing tens of thousands of mailers in a little printer machine back here, and I'm slaving away printing postcards and just printing, putting stamps on myself, doing it. No, and then I'm sending thousands every single week, and my time, like, I'm too busy. I mean, I gotta do crazy schedule just to get on here for an hour and a half or like an hour. So yes, I use a company. Again, I don't do all the mail myself. I use probably the best customer service direct mail and the cheapest. The cheapest and the best is open letter marketing. But someone says here, Can you put in the box? Again, I don't like selling, so I'm a terrible sale. Like I'm really good selling, like with sellers, but like selling on the internet and stuff, that's not who I am. So www.rapidoffersystem.com slash no. Yikes. How much I know about like selling these links. Actually, Postcard, my bad. www.rapidoffersystem.com slash postcard. It's Postcard. My bad. Rick's going to kill me again. Oh my gosh. He's going to kill me double because I'm giving away my like valuable lists. And then I'm also doing all these links wrong. I did a great job. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. I agree. Share, give before one can receive. I just give. That's the only advice I can give. There's another guy in your market that needs help. Just help. That's all I do. Love to help people out. I think what goes around comes around. If you're you're a good guy. Overall, you'll do well. Some bad people in this business, some really good ones. And I like to be considered a good one, but I just try to be as nice as possible with everything. So JP says, so Zach, would you not go after tax delinquent properties at the moment? I got confused about what you said about properties with tax problems. Okay. What I'm trying to explain here is because when I go after a tax delinquent list right now, tax delinquent doesn't go on someone's radar until the end of the year. So let's say this, JP. Let's say that you're the city of Port St. Lucie and I live in the house. And due to COVID, tragically, a lot of people, maybe I owned a pizza restaurant and I spent all my money trying to pay my last employees and I got no money anymore and I can't afford my taxes. For the next 9-10 months, so this happened in January. So right now in November, especially in the city of Port St. Lucie, I have not popped up on a tax delinquent list because my bill for the year hasn't come up yet. So I'm not in there right now. So there's a huge wave of people not paying their taxes. That's going to be an amazing list in the next 4 to 5 months, in my opinion. It'll start popping up. Usually it takes 2 years for someone to really pop up on tax delinquents. But right now, tax delinquent lists are popping up right now. Those are people that have been paying for a year or maybe 2, which is even worse now due to COVID. So yeah, I'd say go after tax delinquents too, but I had to do top 5. I can do top 100, honestly, of lists. I get as niched out as possible. I did a whole pulling niche list with Propstream on YouTube, Flip with Rick. Go in there, Flip with Rick, or go to videos, or go to my playlist and just choose Propstream. I got a lot of them on there too. But that's what I would do. Tony says, hi, friend. Don't forget to talk about ARVs and construction costs. A lot of wholesalers wasting time for investors like myself. Of course, Tony. Don't worry, bro. Guys, I have a lot of videos where I literally just go over how to actually find ARVs correctly because Tony's actually a cash buyer. And Tony actually came with me with a problem. Well, in my group, Wholesaling Houses for Real, which is a free real estate investing mastermind. I go live every week. Literally, there's only like 10 people on there. I literally go live and I literally, it's like one-on-one coaching, but it's absolutely for free because I'm sick of masterminds and gurus. I decided, hey, let's make a $10,000 like course, but let me charge $0 for it and just make it a Facebook group. I got course material in there, A to B, all that stuff. Like I'm not here to tell you to join it, but go to Wholesaling Houses for Real on Facebook and join that group. That is literally a group I got. It's a free real estate investing mastermind. I host it. I got all the content and stuff in there. I'll talk about it a little further, but I like to keep it kind of tiny because I like the one-on-ones to be really intimate. I had like 50 people in there and it turned into 100. Now it's got 500 plus and probably going to hit 1,000 soon. So yeah, it's my free REI mastermind, Wholesaling Houses for Real, because I do this business for real. But to find ARVs and construction costs, I would go to that video I did on Flip with the Rick because, sorry, Tony, I can't really talk about too much in this video because this is a Propstream video. And second is because I'll literally talk about it for 2 hours. So go in there. I literally talked about it for 2 hours and you can get more. And then I'll do another ARV construction cost video because I know it's a really important one. I wish I started knowing that started out. Gotcha. But wouldn't it scare investors because of all these problems? No, investors love it because they can flip it and make a profit. You can make a profit on disgusting properties. I like crack houses. Again, I had a picture on my Facebook. I was literally in a crack house. I actually wholesaled a crack home. Literally, the thing's disgusting. Mildew everywhere, mold. It's probably where COVID started in that house. And I made a couple thousand. I mean, over $5,000 on that deal. on a wholesale, and it was a disgusting house, and the cash buyer was happy because they're making a killing off of it too. So yes, with problems, people can make money on any type of property. It doesn't have to be nice. So that's it. Thanks. Really appreciate it, Zach. No problem. Joshua says, who is Rick? LMAO. Rick is my dad. So Flip with Rick. He actually taught me a lot in this business and real estate investing. I kind of did stuff on my own. Joint ventured with him on Flip with Rick, which is basically an education company, in this YouTube channel. We both just try to help people out in real estate wholesaling. So he's my dad. He's been in this business, I think, 17, 18 years. I'm at like 4. And I used to do it by myself and then kind of partnered up with him, joined forces on that. But that's who Rick is. He's on here sometimes, I think. But that's it, guys. I really appreciate you joining me today for this little chat, the top 5 Propstream lists. I know it's going to do an hour, but hey, why not? So go to listrei.com for a free 7-day Propstream trial. Don't have to buy it, but I always encourage people to just do something that's free, and it's a free trial for it. You can pull a free list for yourself. So that's what I recommend. Listrei.com, which is listrei.com. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please, again, like and subscribe. It means a lot for me. It means more people can join us on these chats, which the more questions I get, the longer I'm on these chats, which, again, burping a lot, provides more value for you. So thank you guys so much again for hopping on, joining me today, and let's start pulling some lists. Listrei.com. Have a blessed day.